Hey guys, it's Miguel, and recently I've been wondering and kicking myself in the butt for not asking myself sooner. And this question is regarding how can I store food without plastic in the fridge or freezer, right? So today I want to get into how, plastic and plastic bags are like the normal fare for this, and how it can honestly be a difficult switch. And this process could literally take years because, like I've said and mentioned in this channel before, we don't want to just purchase and throw everything that we have. There's use what you have. There's no wrong with doing that. If you already have a plastic container, just wait until its life is over. So eventually I would love to phase out all of my plastic and switch it in favor of like metal, silicone, or glass, because in the long run it minimizes dishes, because the majority of these alternatives can be placed directly in a stovetop or inside of a convection oven and whatnot. So the first thing I want to jump into immediately is like food storage. So what are the alternatives to plastic storage? Honestly, like if you have to, there are cheaper options out there that come with plastic lids and whatnot, which is a great place to start. However, my goal is to be completely plastic free. I mean, we are in plastic free July, and I've been doing a pretty good job, right? But you can take it a step further. So instead of plastic bags and plastic containers, what I've done is I've purchased mason jars, which are glass, and I can store some food in there. I also repurpose single-use plastics. For example, like if we purchase some yogurt, it comes in a plastic container, why not reuse it for whatever we have, in a hand, maybe some jalapenos and carrots. I've also recently purchased sandwich as well as snack bags, because I want to get rid of single-use plastic. So for example, those plastic sandwich bags that you use once and then you throw away, no ma'am. Especially if you're a parent who bags your children's school lunches, yes, this is a great solution, a great alternative. Something that I've actually been looking into is swapping our plastic containers for glass and silicone containers, as well as purchasing some reusable food wraps that are made from beeswax, because they're biodegradable, they're natural, they're just better for the earth, and they cling better than regular plastic saran wraps. So it's a win-win. You trust me, everything is just anything that's better for the earth is better in general. So finding safe freezer options is a little bit trickier, because for example, if you store liquids expand when they are frozen. So you just got to be careful depending on how you do it. So for example, if I am going to store something in one of my glass mason jars in the freezer, just here's a quick tip, just make sure that you cool whatever you have, the contents inside of that mason jar, before you put it in the freezer, as well as don't close the lid too tightly, because then it'll be very hard to open it and twist it open. And then the third thing is just leave enough room for that expansion of whatever the contents are inside of that mason jar. And then another thing that you can use for freezer options is natural parchment paper. So I don't know if you guys have heard of regular parchment paper, which is not necessarily good for the earth, because again, single use, you just throw it away. It takes 1,000 billion years to degrade. Just kidding, not 1,000 billion years, but it's not a sustainable option. But what is a sustainable option is an alternative, which is natural parchment paper, which you can use. Natural parchment paper, which you can use for storing and wrapping fish or your meat. Not that I would use it for those purposes. I would perhaps use it for storing maybe frozen fruit, bananas and some berries that I'm gonna whip up maybe a smoothie later on with, or baking, because I have a sweet tooth and I love baking. And then natural parchment paper is also biodegradable, so that's just amazing. It's just a great alternative overall. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was non-toxic plates, bowls, and cups. So honestly, right now, I don't even want to make any switches, because what's the point if I already have that in my house, right? However, I am considering doing it down the road, once I have a good reason to, which is once I have children, because I would want to make sure that, you know, the plates and cups and bowls that we have are non-toxic as well as non-plastic. And then once I'm ready to actually make the switch, I'm thinking about metal dishes, as you know, they are durable and they're non-breakable. The bonus to these options are that they are all dishwasher safe, and the majority of them are microwave as well as oven safe as well. And that's all for today's video, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up down below. It helps me out as well as the YouTube algorithm. If you have not yet already clicked subscribe, please click subscribe for more fun content coming soon. Hope to see you in next week's video. Remember, be part of the solution, not part of the pollution. Bye.